DUNU ZENPRO, which is an upgraded version of DUNU ZEN. It's still a single dynamic driver and it's claimed to have a lot of improvements, and today we're going to talk about how well does this performs and what specific updates does it contains. I'm gonna start with the unboxing of the ZenPro. The packages is very simple, Zen style, just a few letters without any extra information. And on the back it has some technical specification, and I'll talk about it when I talk about the driver and the cable. So we open this up, you see a black box. And in the black box you have a welcoming card from DUNU. Just under it, you got the IEMs and the cable. And under this foam that holds cable and IEMs, you see other accessories. Some ear tips, 3 connectors, and have another black box. Comes with the leather IEM case. And in there it has a unit bag, so you can separately put the IEMs unit in it without damaging them. And some extra ear tips, connectors, and some converters. I will give the full list of accessories here so you can look for the information that you're interested. Now we talk about the IEM's build quality. Shell is made of stainless steel. It's bright, glossy gray color, very solid and firm. Obviously can take some hits without getting damaged. 2 units have enough magnetic field strong enough to hold each other very easily. Holding such solid and cool metal pieces in your hands itself is just a pleasure. It's relatively small in size, round, and a little curved board will be easy for most of the people to wear with the right tip size. But it doesn't fill up your entire ear and doesn't hold very tightly, so it's not a good idea running or working out wearing them. Also, isolation is not the best because of the same reason. It weighs 21 grams, relatively heavier, but it doesn't make you too uncomfortable to wear for a long time because it's not that tight around your ears. Technical specifications of the unit is given here, and you can look for the information that you're interested. The cable is 8-core branded silver-plated copper wire, is still very thin and convenient, albeit a core cable, and is very well branded. Cable is very flexible to bend and very comfortable to touch. The plastic holding it is a medical degree PVC that's not allergic to any type of skin. DUNU always makes the best cables, and this one is also the same. Cable uses DUNU's patented quick switch modular system. It is the most convenient and good quality plug system I've ever used. So solid and tight, yet when you pull it, it just so easily comes out, don't even need to push a button. I don't know if there's a better plugging system out there, but I haven't found it yet, and this is just a pleasing using experience. And the specific information of the cable is given here, and you can look for the information that you're interested. Now we're going to talk about how does it sound. I have done the review with Estel Kern SE100 using both its internal DAC and amplifier. ZenPro is similarly tuned with Zen, and its tuning is soft, detailed, and balanced and tender. Having treble and bass are at the same height and leaving the middle ground a little bit lower between them. It doesn't have a bright treble or a heavy bass, which makes the instrument full of details and clear, but at the same time it avoids vocal ends up being dry. And the bass is excellently extended, full of details, and it moisturizes the vocal really well, creating a deep and wide feeling of the space. And may not be the best option for bass lovers, but in my opinion, this is an awesome tuning for great data retrieval. And usually IEMs with good detail retrieval ends up with a really harsh and dry mid-range, but this is an exception with ZenPro. It still has a really beautiful mid-range and at the same time kept the details intact and clear. Both female and male vocal sounds really pleasant and comfortable. At the same time, it's full of details, and because the treble is also a little bit dark, so some high-pitched female vocal doesn't sound very sharp and exciting, and I guess this is a usual style of Zen. Treble is relatively lower comparing to other IEMs. It might sound a little darker, but this suits pretty well with DUNU's tuning style, which creates a long-time, comfortable, tender listening experience. May not be a best option with high energy treble lovers, but in my opinion, it's really comfortable to listen to. Especially electronic guitars and some high-pitched violin performance doesn't sound sharp at all. It keeps a perfect balance with other instruments and so soft to listen to. If this kind of tuning suits your taste, then DUNU is definitely a perfect option. Usually IEMs and headphones with great data retrieval doesn't have a wide and open soundstage, but DUNU ZENPRO is relatively good. This might not be the best ones out there, but for its sound resolution and detail retrieval, this is good enough, and because of the same reason I have just mentioned, I have no complaints about it. Like I am always mentioning, DUNU ZENPRO has a really great detail retrieval, both because of its tuning and its extremely low distortion. And at the same time, it doesn't sacrifice its musical beauty. So if you're looking for a perfect middle ground between detail retrieval and its musical sound, then this one might be the one you will love the best. Both imaging and instrument separations are greatly done with DUNU ZENPRO because it puts instruments a little bit above vocal, so the instrument sounds very clear and full of details. Thus, the separation and imaging is wonderfully done. This is a very impressive work. So now we're going to do a little comparison between ZenPro and Zen. ZenPro is still going to be under $1,000. It's not going to be that expensive. It's already out here in China, and it's going to be ready for shipping around September or October, I suppose. I don't know what exactly it is going to be priced, but it's still going to be under $1,000. And its build quality is much higher than Zen, but the cable is the same. Speaking of its sound quality, improvements in two ends of the sounds are very obvious. Airy, tender, and well-extended treble wasn't that impressive with Zen, but in ZenPro it's a must-mention advantage. And the bass is more extended, has more body, and at the same time it kept the fast dynamic of Zen. ZenPro has higher sensitivity with Zen, so it's available to drive them easily with mobile devices and putting them into their full potential. So this can be also a very great advantage of ZenPro. So as for its conclusion, ZenPro being under $1,000 for its price, it already exceeds pretty much most of the products on the market. It's beautiful design and it's really good build quality and great data retrieval. It's one of the best IEMs, still one of the best IEMs under $1,000. As for its sound signature, it's very soft, tender, and well extended in two ends, and it's very balanced. The mid-range is a little lower than two ends, so the vocal and mid-range sounds really moist and round. Bass response has a lot of body and very solid. Treble may be a little bit lower than usual, lacking some high-pitch energy, but still it suits my preferences really well because it makes some sharp sounds such as electronic guitars and some performance of the violin really tender and comfortable to listen to. So this is a pair of IEMs that suits every bit of my preferences, and if it suits your preferences or not, you can make your own decision. And this is all for today's review. Like if you have liked the video, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe for more high quality hi-fi product reviews. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. Bye bye.